Well, I was very lucky. I joined the dairy board and got shoved into artificial breeding right at the beginning. And the first thing I did was to look at what the major problems were, and one of them was the dilution rate of semen. We had to put in 25 million sperm a dose to get satisfactory conception rates. And if you dropped it below that, then the conception rate went lower. So one of the first things to do was to try and develop a medium that would get that dose rate down. That would serve two purposes. One, you wouldn't have to collect so many bulls, and secondly, you only need to get the very top ones so that the standard of bulls the farmers were getting would be infinitely better. And you can imagine what the old system was like when in 1960 we were servicing 500,000 cows, and we collected over 200 services one morning. You compare that to today, where we're taking about 30 services for 3 million cows. And luckily we struck a couple of things that gave the reason why these jolly high dose rate had to be done, and we sort of corrected that in the medium, as you might say. And to our surprise, we could get lower and lower and lower until we eventually could get down to 1 million and get the same conception rates that we were getting at 25 million sperm. And that's had a fantastic influence on the AAB service in New Zealand. And that's one thing I'm really very proud of. I used to dabble too in statistics as well, and we had problems with sire evaluations. It's a whole mix of the genetic value of the herd mates and everything. So I developed a sire model that took those into account, and that was the first one developed in the world, and I'm really rather proud of that, because that was done more or less as a sideline to the semen work. And I covered sheets and sheets of paper because we didn't have computers in those days. And I think I got my sums right. Well, the main driver has always been to get the highest genetic value to the farmers, because this is what pays them. I mean, it's milk in the bucket, and there's been a terrific gain in productive ability of the cows in New Zealand. And while there have been management improvements, it's estimated that 70% of the improvement that has occurred has been due to improved genetics. Science is fun. I've had great fun. If you look down a microscope and you're seeing something, and it's something you're seeing for the first time, and probably nobody else has seen it, it gives you a tremendous lift. It's very exciting. And the same even applies to that statistical stuff. If you find you've done your sums right and you've got a solution no one else has, it's just plain exciting. So here I am, I've had my life, enjoying myself and being well paid for it.